Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, April 12th, 2024. I, of course, am Hammer with your Originator Success Daily Mortgage Rate Update. Appreciate you joining me. Remember, you can join me live each and every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook and YouTube know that you're here. Always appreciate that. Remember, you can go ahead and smash that like button, tag an hello friend, share us in a group. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and notify and all that good stuff. Remember, you can sign up and get our written email lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. Get an email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. Sign up for our text alerts at ratetextalerts.com. They're $7 a month. You can't beat them. You should join them. Check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Sign up for a demo. Find out how we can help you to get loans from Google and social media. And if you'd like a reminder that I'm going live every morning, you can go ahead and get that at hmmr.io/reminder. Okay. All that said and out of the way, let's say hi to the live folks, and then we'll get into the good stuff. I'm a little bit less prepared this morning. Had someone here to take a look at our heat pump compressor. Went out on it a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago. So anyway, just got wrapped up with that and then jumped on for you guys. So we got some good stuff to talk about, but I'm a little behind here. So let's hit the chat and see who we got here. Good morning, Bobby Searson, Mike Tebow, Tim Klyla, all you familiar faces, Mallory Fodiatis. Good morning, Mike Brown, Brandy Brickler, Rob Stewart. Great to have all of you here. And thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Let me know in the comments, what plans do you have this weekend? I don't have anything except for the usual honey-do list kind of stuff. I go play poker on Friday nights, that good stuff. Good morning, Megan Lindberg. So let me know what you guys have for plans. I'm curious. So with there, let's get in. Let's start off with a quick article this morning. Morning bid, I switched to earnings. China trade missed tense Middle East. Actually, not really much there to talk about. Let's get to the good stuff here. Mortgage-backed securities are up 32 basis points to start the day. And the real benefit here, let's just put this on 1 month. Look at the recovery that we have seen here that makes such a huge difference. Look at the recovery here that we've got from that CPI inflation data. Yesterday started off positive and went negative. I guess I should start there. So yesterday when I started the show, we were up in positive territory. We were up about 12 or 15 basis points, and then it turned and went negative on the day. And I did warn yesterday that reprice risk was high, if you remember. In fact, this is what I put up there. Now, this is not today, but yesterday I said reprice risk is high, and we could see avalanche selling at the first sign of trouble. And that's actually what did happen. If you take a look here at the 48-hour chart, actually, I have it set to 5-day right now, so you can get a clear view of it this way. Let me get my head. Why is my head in the way? I want just the chart. Let me put something along the. Let me put this on the bottom, and then it'll take my head out of the way. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. So taking a look here, you can see yesterday we had started the day down. We had gotten a nice little improvement. We were up on the day, and then boom, it zipped down. Tried to make a recovery. We had some reprices better a little bit during the day yesterday, and then it dropped again. You can just see it's that volatility as markets are trying to get their feet set on where things are going. This morning, a lot of great gains. I don't really know why. I'm not going to lie. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done any reading, so I don't know why we would see such a positive response. It could be just a little bit of that recovery that we would expect after the negative. You could see some buying and stuff, but I mean, we're up 30 basis points. I know this shows a red candlestick, which is kind of strange when we're up 30 basis points. Let's refresh this. Is it really like that? Is it should be green. I mean, we are up. Can't imagine we started the day that much better and we lost ground. So this is just a bit of an odd duck here because we ended the day yesterday at 97.71, which is down here, and we today we're all the way up here. So anyway, it's good news. The 10-year Treasury yield also important. Look at that, 4.51. Yesterday it pushed up. It was at 4.6, basically 4.59, and it's come back down. We want to see it get below 4.5 would be nice, but just the fact that it is moving down is good. But we don't want to get too hung up on this. The overall outlook hasn't really changed as far as this stuff goes. And, the reality is what we're looking at is that these rates are kind of here to stay. But they're not that different from what we were at before. I know it. Anything on your rate sheet hurts. And when you've got borrowers, we're talking a quarter point. And I said before we had the CPI data, I said, worst case scenario, we're going to see rates go up a quarter point. And again, I'm using Mortgage News Daily just as a reference point because it's kind of a convergence of a few different rate sheets and how Matt Graham puts all this together. Let me snap this. That's where I wanted it. Come on, snap it. All right, there we go. So looking here, I mean, we're looking at 7.37. We were at 7.11. That's almost exactly a quarter point higher than where we were. And I think it'll come back down from there. We're not going to see rates push up into the eights. Look at mortgage-backed securities. Let me make this full screen and put it over my head so you can see it this way. Actually, I'm going to make it so you don't, so I'm in the corner. Look at mortgage-backed securities all together. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. Hold on a minute. I've got too many things going on here. There we go. So take a look here. Look at this for 6 months. Look at where we were in October when we were in the eights. I mean, again, I've shown this to you. We were at 94.5. It was actually down into as low as 93.5 on that lowest point over here. But right over here, this is 94.5. And we're at 98. I mean, you're talking another 250 basis points to go down to get to 94.5. 350 basis points. Forgive me, 350 basis points to get down there. So we're not going to see that loss. We're not going to see that just continue to fall away. We would only see that, only be concerned about that if we saw concern that the Fed was actually going to have to hike rates. We would need to see a couple of inflation reports showing inflation continues to rise. We'd need to see continued strong economic data, strong labor data. I mean, it would be a reversal. Remember that rates dropped after October when we saw the pivot that the Fed was done raising rates. That's what all of this positive gains in bonds was that the Fed was done raising rates. Worst case scenario, they'd be higher for longer. And that's where we're at. We're higher for longer. We've lost ground as markets. Here's where they were, thinking, hey, we're going to see April rate cuts, and we were in the high point. And then as they gave up on, March rate cuts, and as we've given up on that, it gotten a little bit lower, and then here it got lower, and we've seen that big, ridiculous shift into what everybody expects for the Fed futures. And again, it's just an overreaction. It's just too much. Everybody went from we're going to see 6 rate cuts this year. We're going to be, it's going to go down at least 1.5 points to oh my goodness, we're not going to see a cut until maybe September. Right? Like this is when markets they say fully pricing it in, but I mean, not even then in September. And that by December, we would have, 28% say we'll have 1 cut, 34% say we'll have 2 cuts, 20% say we'll have 3 cuts, 10% basically says no cuts. I mean, we're not going to see that hold up. It'll move. So, but these rates are where we're at for a while. The consumers that are looking at buying over the next couple of weeks, if you've got loans that are closing, I'm not in a hurry to lock. We're looking for days like today where we get improvement. So today we are up, we're up 30 basis points. That means that rate sheets that were showing 7.37 yesterday are going to drop back down to that 7.34, maybe even a little bit lower, maybe 7.25. We're going to see, because we're catching up quite a bit. We're going to see some improvement there. So we should see those situations. We should see bonds creep back up and climb back up. Just not, you're not going to see rates that are going to be significantly below 7 or they're paying some points kind of a thing. And remember, this is really good. We haven't had to have an EPO conversation in a while because we're not going to have EPOs because things are kind of holding steady and rates aren't going to just drop. Right. So there's some positive to that. Remember, be careful though, because right now the loans you're closing April, May, 6 months from now, refi would be great, but 5 or 4 months from now, and we don't want to be in that situation. So keep that in mind. Bobby going to a lacrosse tournament. Good health to your son, Bobby. Good luck in his play as well. Mike, you are going through a company state audit. Boy, that's exciting. You got to love those audits. Ron Siegel, good morning. Great day to be, and I can't see. Let me see what Ron said. He said, a great day to be in Augusta. Are you in Augusta, my friend? Is it the Masters? Good for you. I hope you are. Fantastic. Wish I was there watching the Masters. Okay. All right. Well, not nearly as much fun. Hi, Lisa. Great to see you. Dan Crowley. Great to have you here. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. Because it's only 10 minutes, but there's not really all that much to say. Mallory, you'll be prepping for your husband's retirement. Woohoo! Congratulations to y'all. I could never retire. Oh, not my bag of, not my bag of tricks. But for those that want to, enjoy it. Astros game this weekend, Rob. I hope it goes well. I hope they win. Mike Morano, FTHB divorce only loans I'm getting right now. Yeah. Cash out, first time home buyer, and divorce only loans. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be that way for a while. Good morning, Jeff Pickering. Great to see you. Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of that. But the longer these rates stay, people get used to them. It's been a year. They've gotten used to them. So now we just need them to come down a little bit so that at the first significant drop, like a point when they get into the low sixes, we'll see everything really move. And what happens is we keep thinking we're getting close to that point, and then it gets pushed off, right? We thought we were going to be at that point by now. That's what it looked like. We were going to see April, May, June, and now it looks like it might be later in the year before we really see that. So it's just more struggling, more fighting, but the transactions are out there. There's more listings. People are getting out there, getting desperate. I'll tell you, I read was that on Bloomberg that I saw this thing this morning? Where it was Green talking about, hold on a minute. It's in the 5 things to start your day. Let me pull this over for the 5 things to start the day. I'll show you guys one other thing before I jump off real quick. This I found this to be interesting this morning. So on Bloomberg and the 5 things to start your day. Oh, let me have to put up on the screen. Let me put this over here. Why did it turn on? Come on. There we go. All right. So check this out, right? Looking at what's going on between the UK. So the European Central Bank bets are growing. The Fed of the European Central Bank will go at their own speeds on interest rate cuts, because yesterday kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I didn't talk about it, but the UK, the European Central Bank, the ECB rather, they came out and it was either in the comments or wherever, but it showed that a lot of the members were actually looking for rate cuts already. So our Fed not needing to cut rates yet, but the European Central Bank is looking to cut rates. And then here it is. It's now time to diverge on policy. Here it is. Megan Green, Bank of England policymaker Megan Green, remarked on the gap between economies across the Atlantic, saying the U.S. consumer is relentless. But this is what shows me that these economists don't have a clue, right? Here is Megan Green, and she says the U.S. economy is relentless. Green said, the U.S. consumer, rather, is relentless, Green said on a panel at the Delphi Economic Forum in Greece on Friday. Across the developed world, everybody squirreled away excess savings during the pandemic with all the fiscal measures. Americans uniquely are happy to spend. And she kind of talked about how they're spending savings. People aren't spending savings. That money is long gone. We're Americans. That money has been gone for a year. Even if somebody did pile up a bunch of money that they made because they were on unemployment, which is really, come on, one $1,400 stimulus, two $1,400 stimuluses, how far does that really go? But the unemployment money, $600 a week for weeks and weeks and weeks, that was a lot more money. So, but that money's gone. People are living on credit. Listen, Megan, over in the UK, I just don't think that the banks are extending credit the way they are here, issuing credit cards. Consumers are not spending the way they are in America. We don't have disciplined consumers in America. They're spending money they don't have. It's credit that's keeping this thing going. That's the reason that the Fed has struggled to continue to curb demand. And the idea is that inflation isn't going to go down until we curb demand. And supply is at its peak now. We used to have supply chain issues. We don't have supply chain issues anymore. Supply is at its peak. This is where the goods are the goods. It's demand. Demand remains high, and it's people spending money. And a lot of it is money they don't have. So Megan, you gotta get your head straight. It's Americans are credit, baby. We just don't care. We're not living for the future. We're living for today. They're spending money. They're buying iPhones. They're going out to eat. They're traveling. The people are spending money they don't have. It's not squirreled savings, right? Mike Rana said she should open WSJ page 1. Mike, is that on the print version of WSJ or just here on the version here? I'm looking to see. Interest rates have investors worried. Trump makes whatever. Spending's going up, not going up. Sorry, Ron. Spending may not be going up, but it's not going down. That's the problem. Is it's not going down. Or maybe you said it's not. Maybe you meant it's not going down. I don't see here. Maybe it's on the. I know. Yeah, share me that info from Danielle DiMartino. Those making 125,000 or more who contribute the most to the consumption. Let me pop this up here. Those that make 125,000 or more who contribute the most to the consumption that defines U.S. GDP slowed their spending. Not only was this the third weakest in more than 2 years, but it was also nearly twice that. That's some interesting information. Those making 125,000 or more. I don't know that I don't know where the data is coming from. Um, I don't really know other people making a bunch of money and what they're spending. I don't know. I see spending all over. But yeah, I like what you get from her. I may throw a few bucks her way and sign up for her thing too. So it's just one more thing to sign. I already spent thousands on all this stuff, so I can stay up to date. And you can only read so much. So, but I do like what she brings to the table. It's over my head, so I like that because then that stretches me. All right, y'all. Anyway, well, so much for getting off early. 16 minutes in. I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much, Ron. Thanks for sharing that. I do appreciate it. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is still people are spending money, man. Nominal proprietary credit and debit card data. Yeah. I wonder if I'd love to figure out a way to find out if that data is biased or the legitimacy of that data compared to a wider picture kind of a thing. So, but all right, y'all. Well, have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. Thank you so much. Good morning, Nathan. Great to see all of you. I'll see you on Monday. Remember to join me then. Kim Mason, good morning. Make sure to join me on Monday. I'll see y'all later. Bye.